This is Dr. and welcome to the Wrestling Time Post Show. It is Monday, January 13, 2025, and tonight I'll be talking about Monday Night Raw, and joining me for this review is none other than Michael 101591.
How you doing, guys? How you doing, Datila? Thank you once again for having me on your show. Always a pleasure.
Yeah, definitely. You're welcome anytime.
We gotta do it, Datila. Cero.
Miedo. Yeah. All right. So, give me a second. All right, so tonight's Raw featured the debut of Penta Cero Miedo. Yes, which has been long awaited. And even Michael Cole said it was the worst kept secret. Actually, I should say the second worst kept secret. The worst kept secret was Triple H and Stephanie being married in real life.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I was somewhat worried, but I was kind of bummed that we did not get his debut last week because it was LA. It just made the most sense.
And we called it. We predicted it.
Yeah.
That Penta was going to probably debut last week, but unfortunately that wasn't the case. Me and Datila were wrong.
Yes, exactly. And I have to say, I was slightly worried, especially when they were teasing, hey, I have a fun show tonight. Yes, it definitely was a fun show. I was worried because they were teasing a match between the New Day and Rey Mysterio and a tag team partner of his choosing. So at first I was like, oh my God, are they really going to pair Penta up with Rey Mysterio? Like, he should not be anywhere near Rey Mysterio or the other Yo or Legado de Fantasma.
No, that would be like you're already messing up Penta.
Exactly. Last week was for the casuals. Yes, it was. Definitely.
It was still a good show.
Mm-hmm. So there was makeshift Penta mask in the crowd. I know the WWE has a selling mask, but there was some makeshift mask. People were chanting Penta. His whole entrance and everything was just epic.
Was great.
Yeah. I really, really liked it. I really loved how he looked, how it looked.
And he got over on his first night.
Yeah, he was really over. Well, San Jose has a huge Latino population, so, he was among his people. See, seeing Penta in WWE, well, it is. If only Rey Fenix could have been there.
Yeah, he's held captured by Tony Khan for a year.
Mm-hmm. I have to say, I was also kind of worried to see what kind of moves Penta would do in WWE, because obviously they were going to let him do all these crazy moves. This was a really great match, and Chad Gable was a great first opponent for Penta. Like, his whole presentation was just top notch. He's definitely going to be a star in the main roster.
Oh,
they gave him 20-minute match, which is a rare for a debut. Props to Chad Gable too. Yeah, definitely. I have to say, major props to Chad Gable, especially after that Destroyer. Like, Chad Gable sold the hell out of that Destroyer.
Yeah, he did. And it was great how Penta did that one move before the Destroyer, and then he laid out Chad Gable with the Destroyer. That was a good combo there.
Yeah, they're calling it the Mexican Destroyer, which I've never heard that one before.
And I'll admit, in this match, Penta did botch a few times. I think it was because he was nervous because it's his first night and he hasn't been in the ring in a while since quitting the AEW. He had some ring rust that was shown on Penta.
Mm-hmm. So you got this stare down with Penta and Chad Gable, which was pretty cool. I really enjoyed that.
I did not see that little I didn't see that little blood thing on Chad Gable. I missed that.
Same. Yeah. But so he sold that left leg, like that injury to the left leg. He sold that. So props to Penta. Penta is victorious in his Raw debut when he hits the sacrifice and then the Penta driver. So the Penta driver, formerly the Fear Factor. So happy to see that they allowed him to keep that move.
Yeah,
I didn't think that they would.
I was like to myself, are they going to let him do the sacrifice? Because we all know that's how he breaks his opponent's arms.
Mm-hmm. And I really like how Michael Cole on commentary mentioned all of Penta's past accomplishments from Lucha Underground to TNA. He didn't mention AEW.
Because we all know they're in competition.
Mm-hmm. But this was good. This was great. Like he said, he was presented awesome. I have no problems with his presentation right now.
Yeah, his merchandise is out because WWE Shop released it this morning. Want to get a Penta shirt and maybe a Penta mask because AEW did not release a Penta mask.
Yeah, that was I don't know why that was, why they never released a mask, but that mask is money.
Yeah.
I don't know if they sell if they have a how can I say this? Well, here in LA, I don't know about New York, but here in LA specifically, we have a huge Latino population. We have this anywhere you go where they sell wrestling, like Lucha Libre mask, they have a lot of bootleg Rey Mysterio mask.
Really?
Everywhere you go, it's they have a lot of bootleg Rey Mysterio mask. And that just goes to show how popular the mask of a luchador is. I feel like that could happen to Penta here. I would not be surprised if that mask sells out.
Yeah, right now on Shop, it's going for $75.
Yeah.
Who knows?
So
you might see me on Datila's one of these shows wearing a Penta mask as well.
I'm not wearing a Penta mask.
No, me.
Oh, okay. So this is just him doing the Cero Miedo, which again, epic. So at the end of this match, Jackie Redmond welcomes him to Monday Night Raw, and he thanks San Jose and said this is his new home. He says that he knows everybody was waiting for this moment. He's right. Everybody was. I was. I was disappointed we did not see him last week in LA. I mean, it would have made the most sense, I
was kind of disappointed as well that we didn't see him last week.
And he says the truth is he's been waiting for this moment as well. He's cut a promo, and he cuts part of his promo in Spanish. And obviously, if you don't speak Spanish, or for those of you that don't speak Spanish, he says, and I quote, he says, and I quote, "For all my people of Mexico and Latin America, I want to say thank you for being a part of this process. Thank you for accompanying me on this journey, on my journey to get to WWE. For those that know and the ones that don't, I will tell you right now, this is a result of when a Mexican is determined to succeed. Thanks to my family that's here. I love you." That's what he says in Spanish.
Yeah, I was trying to say, what he was saying in Spanish, but Datila to the rescue.
Yeah. And then he says, this is a new era. This is the new WWE. This is not only the new Netflix era. This is a Penta. This is Penta's new era because he's Penta. Es Cero Miedo. And here he is doing that Es Cero Miedo, which was a cool shot. I hope they sell these gloves. I definitely would get those gloves.
They should. That will probably be one of the next merchandise they sell.
Oh, yeah. But this was great. Like I said, I can't complain about this. This was really great. Loved the promo. And then that shot of all his daughters and his wife at ringside. Like his daughter had tears in her eyes. This was just such a great moment. I'm so happy for Penta.
I was really glad that his family was there for this.
Same. I was so happy for Penta. The only thing I hope for is that they keep him away from Legado del Fantasma and that was Rio.
Yeah.
I don't mind him having a match with Rey Mysterio or with Dragon Lee, but he doesn't have to be a part of the faction.
Yeah. Because I think, he'll probably be like, whatchamacallit, like those superstars that they won't use a whole lot.
Mm-hmm.
I think how he might be used is when Phoenix comes to WWE.
Yeah.
And then we'll see that happen.
Debut of the year 2025 already. Oh yeah, that's true. I can't wait. I'll wait till Rey Fenix comes to WWE. Unfortunately, we still have a long way to go.
He's being held hostage by Tony Khan.
He probably won't come to what? He's under contract till the summer, right?
Yeah.
So maybe either before or after SummerSlam.
I wouldn't be surprised if he shows up at SummerSlam.
Depending on when his contract expires, pretty much.
Hopefully at SummerSlam, because
Yeah.
hopefully maybe I'll be there at MetLife
Hopefully.
this year.
We'll see. All right, so tonight's Monday Night Raw kicked off with the CM Punk promo. And first of all, I like the fact that he acknowledged the fighters from all over Canada, Mexico, throughout the United States are helping, us here in LA and California with these fires. So many people have lost their homes, their pets, their lives. It's such a tragic situation. My heart breaks for everybody. I'm fortunate enough that I didn't have to evacuate. So, that was a nice gesture from CM Punk to do that. So
thoughts and prayers to everybody out there in California. I was even worried about Datila because I saw it said like the fires hit Southern California. So I was like, oh, I hope Datila's all right and she doesn't have to evacuate.
Yeah, I'm fine. The fire was nowhere near me, thankfully. There was one that was close to me, 6 miles from where I was. I'm not gonna say which one, but thankfully it didn't come to my neck of the woods. But I know some people that you could, like, I was seeing some pictures and videos, like some people could see the fire literally outside of their apartment. It was a very scary situation.
And even I saw like when people like were flying on the plane to like land in California, like a whole aerial shot of that. I was like, wow, this is crazy.
Like, I opened my living room door and I was able to smell the smoke. Like, the sky, like, just looked terrible. It was yellow. It was really bad. Like, we have to wear masks because the air quality is just bad in certain parts of LA. So, like I said, thoughts to those who lost their homes. Yeah, exactly. It was, California burns. We've had a lot of fires in the past, but never like this. This has been very devastating. So,
I'm glad Datila and her family are all right.
Crazy how it's cold in the east and in the west we got fire. Yeah.
Yeah, it's cold right here. It's like 30-something degrees here.
It is 50 degrees here. So, all right. So basically, CM Punk is talking about his victory over Seth Rollins last week. And he talks about last year's Royal Rumble, how it didn't go his way because, he got injured. And he talks about how, like, he mentions John Cena and how he couldn't see.
He did the gesture.
Yeah, he did this gesture. He says he sees Cena and he always has. Basically, he declared himself for the Royal Rumble. And he gets interrupted by two people. First is Seth freaking Rollins, and you could tell he was not happy. He was like, why can't it be Rhea Ripley interrupting him? And basically, Rollins says that losing to CM Punk was the worst loss of his career, and the only thing that can make up with that is stopping CM Punk from main event to WrestleMania. So he's also declaring himself for the Royal Rumble. And then both of them get interrupted by Drew McIntyre, who, he's talking about how at least Punk admits he's a piece of crap. And, CM Punk brings up beating him for a Hell in a Cell. Basically, the whole point of this is that CM Punk, Seth Rollins, and Drew McIntyre all declare themselves for the Royal Rumble. I have to say, like, this Royal Rumble looks freaking stacked. I mean, this Royal Rumble has probably in terms of, like, name value, like, probably be the biggest Royal Rumble. You got Roman Reigns, John Cena, CM Punk, Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre. I mean, this is insane. I don't remember how the last time a Rumble had this many stars in here. The only one missing is The Rock.
Yeah, this might be potentially one of the best Rumbles in God knows how long.
Yeah, definitely. But this was a really great opening segment. I really like that they didn't do the whole typical opening segment, sets up a match type of thing. I like that our main event was already set. So this was really great.
Yeah, it was a good opening.
Definitely. All right, after this is when we get Chad Gable versus Penta, but since we talked about that, we'll go ahead and proceed to the next segment, which was a Judgment Day segment. Basically, with this whole segment, there's obviously tension in Judgment Day. They're telling a story with Finn Balor. It seems like he kind of sarcastically tells Liv that she'll be champion again real soon.
No.
And, he basically leaves them to sort the issues with Dom. Liv tells Dom that she's not mad, but you could kind of tell she is. But I've always felt like Liv really didn't care about Dom. She was just using him because he was Rhea's, you know?
Yeah.
But
Because
she
like Liv
basically...
Morgan said, she was going to take everything away from Rhea.
Exactly. So basically, Liv tells Dom to get her bags, have the valet ready, gives her flowers, and Finn Balor says that he needs Dom to sort his issues with Liv before he could start, and he could start by getting her bags. So I feel like this version of Judgment Day is on their way to implode.
Yeah, they're on their way to split.
Yeah. So only a matter of time.
I'd say about probably next month. Well, we probably will get the split.
Mm-hmm. All right. So next we get Sheamus versus Ludwig Kaiser. This was a good match. I enjoyed this. Sheamus wins, and then afterwards, Braun Breaker, who's like sitting in the crowd, like shoves him, and we're gonna get Braun Breaker versus Sheamus for the Intercontinental title at Saturday night's main event. You know, the Intercontinental title is the only title that has eluded Sheamus his 30 career, so he's on a mission to try to win that IC title.
And he will possibly win that IC title at some point.
Yeah, I think so too. I don't know if it's gonna happen in Saturday night's main event, but I definitely think he'll win.
I would say WrestleMania.
Yeah.
This famous his WrestleMania moment.
And he could be a Grand Slam champion after that.
Mm-hmm. Because the Intercontinental title is the only title that he's never held.
Him and John Cena. All right. So we get a Seth Rollins interview, and he's talking about how next week it's gonna be him and Drew McIntyre, WrestleMania rematch. And he gets interrupted by Sami Zayn. And he asks Sami Zayn, what's he going to do next? Is he going to continue helping Roman? Or is he going to help himself? So as we know, like Sami Zayn has been helping Roman Reigns, which has rubbed some people the wrong way. I cannot wait until they do a storyline with Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn. Because Kevin Owens already got sent over the edge.
We've seen this how many times already?
Yeah, I know. But this time it'll be because he helped Roman. So I could definitely see that rumored faction forming here for Seth Rollins, Drew McIntyre, and Kevin Owens all joining forces.
Yeah, I know that faction is going to come into play. It'll possibly be a very good faction with them.
Same. Okay, so next we get a Final Testament segment. We find out the White Six was moved to SmackDown, and then we're gonna get a match between Sami Zayn and The Miz. Later on in the night. So this was an okay segment.
I mean, now that the White Six are moved over to SmackDown, they might have, some more competition there.
Yeah.
You got the transfer window open, so they moved over to SmackDown due to the transfer window.
Yeah. All right. So we get a Gunther promo, and he's talking about how everyone's fighting over personal drama. Who's the head of the table? Who's the best in the world? But they shouldn't be fighting for the world title. He gets interrupted by Jay, and basically Jay is the one who issues a challenge to Gunther for Saturday night's main event. He wants that world title, and Gunther reminds Jay that he's beat him twice for the IC title. So I thought this was a good promo. I definitely did like the fact that it was Jay that was challenging Gunther and not the other way around. But, even though he's main event Jey Uso, I don't think he's winning the world title.
No, he's not going to win. It should be a decent match at Saturday night's main event.
Same. I think it will be.
Yeah, Gunther always delivers a good promo.
He does. I feel like they haven't gotten back to the storyline with him and Kaiser. I was kind of hoping Kaiser would turn on him instead of Gunther turning on Kaiser.
Yeah, but if Gunther or like Kaiser turn on Gunther, that would make like Gunther a baby face.
Yeah, that's true.
He's more suited as a heel than a baby face.
Yeah. True that.
I can't predict seeing Gunther as a baby face.
Yeah, I think it'd be kind of weird. All right, next we get the women's IC title finals. It's Dakota Kai versus Lyra Valkyria. I really like the video package that they showed at the beginning of this match. I thought it was great. And this was a really good match between both ladies. I was rooting for Dakota Kai. I thought this was going to be her moment, especially because she's
I thought so
never
too.
won. She's never won singles gold in WWE, which I feel like how could she not? How long has she been in WWE? 7 years. She still hasn't won
Years.
singles gold. I thought this was a moment. I'm not saying that I'm upset Lyra Valkyria won. Great for her.
I thought it was a good choice for her.
Yeah.
But me and you predicted Dakota Kai to win.
Same. And then at the end of the match, Adam Pearce is lifting up Lyra Valkyria's arm. And, Dakota Kai gives her a hug. And it was just a great all-around match. I did like the fact that on commentary, Michael Cole mentioned the late Chyna winning the IC title in 1999. And I just feel like, while that was a great moment for him mentioning that, I just feel like they could have done something so much more for Chyna. She was the first and only female intercontinental champion. They could have done like this tournament as a tribute or as an homage to Chyna,
Name it the Chyna Invitational.
Exactly. And I just feel like, she definitely would have, I bet she's smiling right now, seeing that the women have their own IC title, especially because she, like I said, was the first and only female intercontinental champion.
Yeah. And and she did well as when she was Intercontinental Champion.
Yeah, she did.
Moment though, but still, it was a nice little difference there.
Yeah, so I would have liked to have seen some type of homage to Chyna for this during this tournament, or at least during this match. But I'm at least happy that Michael Cole acknowledged Chyna on commentary.
Yeah. Overall, I thought the match was okay. It wasn't great by any means. Didn't love it though, but it was okay.
All right. Next we get Sami Zayn versus The Miz. This is a really short match.
Useless match.
Yeah, I really didn't care for this match, but Sami Zayn won with the Blue Thunder Bomb.
And the Haluva kick too.
That was kind of.
I love that combo.
Yeah, usually that never happens. Usually wins with the Haluva kick.
It was perfection.
Yeah, but anyway, Sami Zayn was victorious here. So next we get a Rhea Ripley promo, and honestly, I was just not digging this segment. I did not dig this segment because
I didn't dig this segment either.
Nia Jax comes out, and we don't know if she came to Raw or if she's still on SmackDown.
Well, she said she talked to Adam Pearce about this transfer window, so I guess maybe she's being brought over to Raw.
Yeah, it's not made clear. And then Bayley's in the crowd, and obviously we know Bayley is from San Jose. Mm-hmm. So obviously she was going to be there. And basically this whole segment is, it seems like Nia Jax declared herself for the Rumble.
Yeah.
And Bayley and Rhea, send Nia Jax to the outside. But if you look closely, Bayley was eyeing Rhea's title. When they both attempted to pick up the title. She just kept looking at the title. So maybe she's setting her eyes on Rhea's title. Maybe Bayley will come to Raw in the transfer window, and she will be Rhea's next feud. Who knows?
But who will be the heel? You have to have Bayley or Rhea be the heel.
A good question. Mm-hmm. I guess I could see Bayley being a heel again.
Yeah, but this whole thing with Nia Jax eyeing, winning the Royal Rumble, you could tell that this is all The Rock's doing. The Rock probably gave notes to Triple H saying, "Oh, Nia's family, let's put her once again in the title picture and have her win the Rumble. God forbid, I hope not, and have her face Rhea for a title, which I hope that does not happen.
I still want to see Bianca versus Rhea. I know they teased it a long time ago and we never got it.
Yeah, we're still in this who attacked Jade Cargill storyline.
It's so obvious that it's Bianca. I hope it's not Bianca because that's the most obvious choice, but we'll see. Anywho, the main event ends up being the street fight. Damian Priest versus Finn Balor. I honestly thought this was a great match. I really liked that spot when they both went through the equipment and when they battled in the crowd. I really like the fact that Damian Priest, Finn Balor was literally being wheeled out on a stretcher. He had a freaking neck brace on, and there goes Damian Priest, like trying to attack him. My one complaint, if I had one, about this match is that it went on a little longer than it should have been. You know, I feel like there was too much shenanigans going on. Like there was at one point where I felt like Finn Balor should have won this match, especially after he ripped off the neck brace. I was like, okay, Finn Balor is winning this. But in spite of all of that, in spite of Judgment Day being there and the War Raiders being there, Damian Priest is victorious after he hits the Razor's Edge through the table and then he does a South of Heaven chokeslam. You know, I did like the coup de grace through the table too, by the way. Mm-hmm. And so Damian Priest is victorious. And I really hope this is the end of Damian Priest versus Finn Balor.
I said the same thing because me and Datila, we described this. We are so over this feud between Priest and Balor. Hopefully, this was the end. I don't want to see another Priest and Balor match.
Yeah, same. I don't want to see another match either. This is hopefully the end of Finn Balor versus Damian Priest. But like I said, overall, it was a great main event.
Yeah, and like when Priest ended up rolling Balor down with the stretcher, he went right into the ring. It kind of reminded me of the Stone Cold Steve Austin, Vince McMahon when they had their steel cage match at St. Valentine's Day Massacre, where Stone Cold just rolled the stretcher down and he flipped over the stretcher and Vince fell off of it. That was funny. That just reminded me of that.
Mm-hmm. All right. On a scale from a 1 to a Sean Spears perfect 10, what would you rank tonight's show?
This show is an 8 out of 10. Very good show.
I have to agree with you. This is definitely an 8 out of 10. I like the majority of tonight's show. The couple things I didn't like, I didn't care for the Final Testament segment. I didn't care for Sami Zayn versus The Miz. And I really wasn't a huge fan of the whole Rhea Ripley segment with Nia Jax and everything in there. But overall, I thought this was a much better improvement than last week. Last week I felt was, like Io pointed out in the chat, was for the casuals, and this week was more storyline driven.
Or a lot of people said last week's show was kind of like an infomercial on what to expect for Monday Night Raw on Netflix.
True that. But this was much better. This was much better this week.
I gotta say, you still probably enjoyed the show being there live.
I did. I had fun, but it was definitely this week's show was definitely a massive improvement than last week.
That's good.
All right, so you're ready to sign off. Where can people find you?
Well, you guys can find me at Michael101591. I do WWE reviews, Monday Night Raw every Monday, SmackDown every Friday, AEW Dynamite on Wednesdays. I review, the PLEs. I do movie reviews, DVD, Blu-ray, 4K updates. I have old school commercial breaks on my channel, so definitely check out those. And my Monday Night Raw review in full is going to be up soon after I'm done with Datila. So go to my channel, check out my review of tonight's Monday Night Raw, where I go, talk about the show, the matches move to move. So definitely check that out.
Yeah. And as for myself, you can follow me on Twitter or on X at @Datila_. Talk Monday Night Raw, Friday Night SmackDown, AEW Dynamite, TNA Impact. I go live every Monday, Wednesday, Friday, occasional Saturdays and Sundays. And for all things TNA, you catch me every Thursday on Body Slam.
And you can also check Datila out on my channel from time to time, for like our live streams of predictions for like Royal Rumble, WrestleMania, all like that. So
yeah, for sure. And thank you guys all so much for watching. For the continued support, please don't forget to like and subscribe. Make sure you hit that bell so you get notified whenever I go live or release a video. And I'll see you guys Wednesday after AEW Dynamite. Bye.